this unit 2 is knowledge creation and its process. So here we will understand how the knowledge is being created and how it is being updated and how it is being shared from one team to the other, and what are the possible hindrances in this. All this we can understand and learn today. So first of all, when we talk of knowledge updation, we mean that a new knowledge is being created and being learned despite of keeping the old knowledge with us. So when we talk of updating ourselves or upgrading ourselves with respect to knowledge, we can do that while learning, while going through some tutorials or some coaching centers or online coaching, etc., etc. But here now our focus is on those knowledge updation which is based on the knowledge based product, first of all. Secondly, we are here focusing on the knowledge which is created through the teamwork. Okay, so if a team is given a job that is to be completed in a specific period of time, so first of all we should understand what the job is. So the job is broken into specific tasks, series of specific tasks which is carried out in a specific order, predefined order. For example, if we want to prepare a tea for us, or you can say for a 10 persons, then the job is to prepare a tea, but the task could be boiling the water, putting the tea leaves, putting the sugar, boiling that combination, and at last pouring the milk and delivering the same. Okay, but this is the natural process, but we can have some add-ons or some specific tasks can be included in this. So that can be pouring of ginger, okay, and other ingredients for special flavors. Few people also pour some lemon drops in it. Okay, so we will understand this with the help of this block diagram. Initial knowledge of preparing the tea, and also the task, since it is a more specific process of a ordinary task, so we'll also take temperature into account, that we are preparing this tea in low temperature or high temperature, and without keeping the lid on or off, and so on. Okay, so first of all we should have some initial knowledge of tea preparation, then a job is performed or tea is performed, then its outcome is realized. Okay, for example, if we have pour some ginger in it, so its outcome is that it should have some flavor of ginger. Okay, then that outcome is compared to the action, that whether we are the tea which we are sipping in, whether it is having a ginger flavor or not. Okay, then based on those outcomes and the action compared, we have a new experience or a new knowledge is obtained. Okay, then that knowledge is codified, captured, documented in PDF forms or Excel forms or Word format, and it is passed on to the next team, that okay, we have prepared the tea for the ginger flavor, now you can carry out for some other flavor. Okay, you can pour some jaggery in it or lemon in it, or and so on. Okay, so this is the process of the knowledge creation and knowledge sharing via teams, when team is being considered. But everyone is not comfortable with the sharing of knowledge. Okay, so what are the possible hindrances? First of all, it depends upon the personality of a person who is going through this process. The extrovert people who are having more confidence, they feel secure, they tend to share their experiences more readily than the introvert person. Okay, the person who is extrovert, he speaks a lot, he shares his experiences, he is more confident that okay, it's nothing going to harm me even if I am sharing this knowledge to you or to our other team. So this is the personality of a person, but the introvert person keep those things to among himself, so he is shy to share those things. Okay, second is the attitude. The people with the positive attitudes who trust others tend to share more of their knowledge. And other things is the vocational reinforces. So these are vocational. By vocation we mean that the, you can say, the employable factors. Okay, so what are the factors which hinders or which stimulates the sharing of knowledge? We will discuss this point in next topic. So some are in favor of sharing the knowledge, some are not. So based on those, Nonaka's model was created in the 1995, and he iterated that basically there are two types of knowledge. One is the tacit knowledge and another is the explicit knowledge. And we have learned about this briefly in our last unit also. We have, let me give you a quick revision about it. That when we talk of the tacit knowledge, we mean that it is that knowledge which is stored in the minds of the experienced people. Okay, so it is in the mind of the experienced people, but it could be documented or it may be in the minds only. Okay, so when it is documented in a user friendly manner, then it becomes explicit knowledge. So broadly, Nonaka shared that there are four types of communication. First is the communication between the tacit to tacit people. Okay, for example, if we are having a meeting of group of people and they are having their own field of interest, but they are tacit people, so which means that they are having their experiences in their mind and they are sharing. Okay, but since they are tacit people, so it may not be readily absorbed by the other person. Okay, for example, you can say that there are people from different states. For example, one of these chef is from Tamil Nadu and another chef is from Haryana. So both the people are showing or sharing their best possible recipe which they used to prepare. But since this tacit to tacit communication, they are sharing their verbal experience, so it may not be very much beneficial for them because because of the ingredients which they are using, because of the quantity which they are using, and they are just communicating, but the listener is not having a taste of that dish. So this is the tacit communication, and it may not be much effective. Next comes the tacit to explicit communication. This is the articulation between the people. So articulation means that when you are speaking or sharing your thoughts freely, that is the articulation, and it can be through dialogue, and also it can be through brainstorming sessions could be there, GD could be there. Okay, so this comes under this. Next is the explicit to explicit communication. This is the best form of the communication where both the parties, the listener as well as the speaker, and listener can be speaker, speaker can be listener. Okay, both the times they can have the reversible roles. So here the communication which is being transferred is codified, documented, easily captured because it is in the best possible manner. It can be through the live audience, it can be through the PDF. More properly, appropriately, it is in the codified form, so it is in the PDF, word file, or audio visual ads is there. For example, some CD is there, DVD is there, or some Google link is provided, hyperlink is provided to you, so you can play that link again and again by fully understanding that concept. Okay, so if you are following the same, if you want to prepare some recipe of South India, so if you are downloading those recipe from the YouTube and playing again and again till you master it, so that is the best form, and it is hence it can be also transmitted and distributed to the worldwide audience. And last comes the in this is last comes the explicit to tacit communication. Here the speaker is explicit form. Okay, it can be through the video communication, audio visual communication, or it can be through the PDF, and someone is reading that PDF document or document file, and then by listening to that communication or by viewing that communication, if some idea is generated, effective action is generated, then we can say that a tacit communication is there. No, again you see, when we are talking to this tacit word, so this new idea is being constructed in the mind of the listener, and it so again it is not codified. So from this explicit information, this tacit form is being generated. Now we will understand this block diagram, which is about knowledge sharing and impediments to the knowledge sharing. So what we mean by impediments can be understood by that it is the hindrance which is to the knowledge sharing. Okay, so what is ideally expected that the organization culture should be such that it stimulates the knowledge sharing. Company policies and strategies should be there for the knowledge sharing. For example, that there can be a informal weekend session after Friday afternoon. Okay, in which the company people are sitting in informal manner, sharing their views and experience of a week. So when they are sharing their views, so by and large, it means that they are also sharing their experiences, and which is the component of the knowledge. So if the company policy is such that it is prompting the people, employees for this, then it will reap benefits. Okay. And second is this personality. So positive personality, negative personality, introvert, extrovert, I have discussed already. Attitude, positive attitude, negative attitude, we have discussed. Work norms. Work norms means that he, if a person is sharing something, and company policy is such that if you are comfortable and you are clearing, or you are having this knowledge, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, which can be acquired through the self study or through the peers, then there will be some financial benefits. So if work norms are such that some financial benefits are there, some bonus is there, then it will help in knowledge sharing. And again, if a person is introvert, even a introvert person, if he is observing that others are disclosing their experiences to them, then he will also be inclined to do that. Okay. So now this vocational reinforces I will discuss in a better and elaborate manner. And this personality, vocational resources, attitudes, and work norms, this is connected by a bi-directional arrow, which means that it can move either way. For example, if you are talking of the attitude and work norms, if the work norms are good, helpful, then it will result in the positive attitude. And again, it is bi-directional, so which means that if there are group of positive people around you, then it will again result in the good working culture, good working norms for the company, which will be beneficial for all. Now, vocational reinforces. So what are those reinforces which help inhibit or exhibit the knowledge sharing? First is the compensation. For example, if someone has gained something, and if he thinks that by sharing this knowledge in an open market or to the new company, then his compensation could be, or his career graph could be upswing, then he will tend not to share the knowledge. Secondly, autonomy. If a department or company is autonomous and some financial benefits are given, that okay, if you are investing your knowledge in some patent or in conferences and you are getting some rewards or financial benefits, then a bigger part of that will be delivered to your department. If such are some schemes, then it will be, then the person will be more inclined to do the knowledge gaining and knowledge sharing among the department, else they will not. Similarly, recognition. If the company is recognizing the efforts put in by their employees in the form of giving certificates, some financial rewards, or some promotion bonus, then they will more tend to knowledge sharing. Job security. If an introvert person is not sharing because of his job security, that if he is having some knowledge and it is given to all or shared to all, then he himself may feel insecure. Then that person do not tend to share the knowledge gained. Ability utilization. So the company should have the best possible utilization of their employees so that the knowledge sharing is promoted. Similarly, creativity can be promoted by the companies. Okay, that okay, you will have the 5 days work, and on 6th day you can work for the creativity of your own and not for the company. And if it is beneficial for the company, then you can share and get rewards or get recognition or get promotions. So if such is the attitude of the company, which means that it is promoting the creativity and it is having good work environment and it is promoting the advancements. Okay. So and it is also giving the achievements, independence, work independence, time independence to the employees, to promote the variety of thoughts. So it will help in the knowledge sharing. Again, it one of the point is the social status. Someone can think that okay, if they are having more knowledge or they have gained something and they have patented, then they will be have good social status. Now, moral values, which means that if a person is having such a moral values throughout his childhood of sharing, then he will tend to share more than the others. Next comes the knowledge management techniques, acquiring the knowledge management system. Here there are three possibilities. First is the building in house from scratch. If you are building some software, okay, then the company should have the professionals for him but the development cost will be high, risk will be high, that software package may succeed or not succeed. Here we are focusing on the knowledge based package, knowledge based softwares. So but the main benefit of building in-house from scratch is that customization. We can customize the software according to our needs. Okay, for example, if we are calculating the sag calculator, it is a simple application which calculates the sag of the transmission line. Okay, so again, now the buying, if we are buying something software package, for example our operating system, obviously it will have a quick installation because they are having, the company is having the ready made people for installation. For example, if we are Microsoft, we are using Microsoft operating system or Microsoft Office, then the first of all easy steps are there, otherwise quick installation there, otherwise they can always send the person for installation. That will be helpful. Customization may not be quite right. If we are buying something, we will not get the customized product. We may get something more, but that may be not of use. Okay, for example, if you are purchasing a high-tech mobile phone and it is having 1000 features, 20 sensors, but if you are using only 10 sensors and you are using only 20 applications or 50 applications, but you are being charged for all. Okay, so that is the problem. So outsourcing, when we talk of the outsourcing, which it means that the company is more concentrating on their strength, and the small jobs and petty jobs are outsourced so that they can focus on their core. So the knowledge software package should be implemented in the shorter time. It should have the flexibility. It should serve the resources. It should have the proven record. It should have the lack of competition, etc. So the crucial components in case of knowledge management system development is it should be reliable. It should handle the market pressure. It should be usable. It should be modular. Performance should be good. Serviceable should be there. Portability. Portability is the key issue. That if you are using a knowledge-based software, license based on the user ID password. So you, whether you are working in Bangalore or you are working in Jaipur, you can install anytime. In earlier days, there were hardware password protected systems, licenses for even for the MATLAB. So when that hardware kit is being inserted to the desktop, only then that software works. But nowadays that no longer exists. So buying and outsourcing, so the person should know what is he paying for. He's paying for the full package or the half of the, what is the license, whether it can be copied by the other, what are the compatible issues, what happens if the vendor changes, whether it is time bound software or unlimited lifelong plan, etc. So now next topic is the knowledge management tools. These tools can be non-IT tools or it can be IT tools. So 9 non-IT tools and methods are similar to what we have learned in the previous unit. For example, brainstorming, capturing the idea, peer assist. Peer assist, what do you mean by peer? Peer means हमारे साथी, हमारे जो जिनके साथ उठते बैठते पढ़ते लिखते हैं. So if we are working in a group by peer assist, we will learn more because we are of the same age, same thinking process is there. Learning reviews, if we are reading some literature, if we are going for the literature reviews before and after that paper, something that will be beneficial. Storytelling, if we are learning something or teaching something by story telling, then it generates some interest to the listeners, and that is more beneficial, and it gives a long memory to the listener. For example, in the last unit I have quoted the movie Rustam and also student of the year. So when you remember those things, you can relate to the real topic which is being taught. Collaborating physical workspace, we are having the physical workspace which is common. For example, in the staff room we are having, if we are working with some 20 people, then we can have some collaborative efforts. APO, Asian Productivity Organization knowledge assessment tool is also one of the thing. Knowledge cafe is the place where we can sit informally and discuss. Similarly, community practice is there. Now we come IT methods and tools. So these are software tools. For example, document libraries are there, library files are there, knowledge bases, for example, Wikipedias are there, blogs are being written, social networking, Instagram, in which the knowledge sharing is then, or thoughts are being shared. It can also be through voice or internet voice messaging, video calling, voice over internet protocols. So these IT methods are aggressively being used nowadays. Even the courts are being helpful by this. Search engines, you know, always search engines are there in the portals. Building knowledge clusters. So if you are having a specific softwares at a company, then you can say that okay, that is available there, or software technology park is there,